Welcome back, everybody. My name is Tyler Martin, and you're listening, Jesus Christ, I'm used to doing a podcast. You're watching Wrestling in the Midwest, and I'm going to be reacting to a video called When Vince McMahon Was Going to Fight Michael Cole. Now, I don't think I've ever heard this story, so I'm just going to dive right into this. We'll talk about it during and after my thoughts on the video. Maybe it'll come to me eventually when he starts talking about it, but I have to this second that I'm speaking, I don't think I recall this story in my mind. So anyway, let's check this thing out.
I never know. You always send me an email before we click record, and it's just a list of words as like memory joggers for you. And you have Jimmy Snuka's son down here. What the hell is that about?
Oh,
Jimmy Snuka's son?
this one of the greatest stories in the history of the world. So we used to get, well, you'll judge the story. Vince, I used to love when guys would go up to Vince. I see it all the time. Vince, I got a great idea for you. And Vince would invariably say, I'll be the judge of that.
Probably.
I'll tell you, I got this great story. You'll be the judge of that. To me, it's a great story. You may think it sucks. I don't have no idea. And your fans may think it sucks and want Bruce back, which everybody does because I'm not very good. But we're down, I think in Alabama. I remember the kind of the dressing room. I could have been on Mars. Who knows? Everything blurs together. And Vince is going over this scene with us. Back when he used to do commentary just with me and us and him, which is so cool because you knew exactly what the guy who owned the company wanted. There was no doubt about it. There's no ambiguity about it. You know exactly what Vince wanted when he told you what he wanted from commentary. And we would go over characters about how to build commentary. It was really cool system to do things. A great learning system. And so he says, hey, when this guy tags in, be sure and say Jimmy Snuka's son tags in. And so Michael, which, by the way, the first time I ever did commentary, I go down with JR, and JR had copious notes. He's a real professional. JR is, he's just like Michael. He'd take all kinds of notes.
To the table with
King is sitting there drawing some
big
woman
binder,
on the front row.
It seems like.
That's when I realized that's how color commentators do their job. They've told Shaq and Chuck, just show up for the NBA show.
Yes.
Just show up. Be you.
Yep.
Color commentators need to just be them. That doesn't mean don't do your research, but you don't need the notes like the play-by-play guy is the one that's got to set the table.
Right.
So we're sitting back there, and Michael's taking notes. Be sure and say it's Jimmy Snuka's son. Vince goes on to say, they later tried that, but at first they didn't want to try it for good reason because, it's hard to live up to the idea of Jimmy Snuka. And he goes, God, Jimmy tried to get me to do that. I can't do that, man. How do you live up to being Jimmy Snuka? You might eventually, but not your debut. You can't say it's Jimmy Snuka's son. Whatever you do, don't ever say it's Jimmy Snuka's son. That's what Vince goes on to specifically say. Do not say it's Jimmy Snuka's son. This is after he had made the joke. Be sure and say it's Jimmy Snuka's son. Well, Michael Cole's been writing this whole time. So we get out there. I think nothing of it. Michael's got all his notes as he always does. The kid tags in, and Michael Cole says, in comes Jimmy Snuka's son.
Oh, God.
Exactly. 100% what Vince McMahon told him not to say.
Yes.
100%. And when he says it, I start laughing because I realize Michael doesn't know what he said. That, Michael would never do something like that on purpose.
Right.
Well, Vince now, in his mind, I can't read his mind, this is what I get from what he said next, is thinking, this Michael Cole has chose this time to get me in front of a company I bought from my father, in front of everybody around in this world that I know, to fuck with me in front of everybody. That you could tell that's what Vince is thinking because Vince blew a gasket. He says, Michael, because he looks on the thing, he sees me laughing, and he sees Michael directly disobey him in front of the entire world. And that's what Vince has in his mind, is they disobeyed him. Michael did not, of course, because he didn't know. He sees me laughing. He thinks that I'm laughing at Michael messing with him. You don't mess with Vince in front of people. You can rib him all you want, but if you do it in public, there's going to be a fight. So Vince goes, Michael, you fucking fuckity fuck asshole. And then Michael is so taken aback. He just like what the hell was that? And I started laughing more because now I realize Vince has lost it. Michael doesn't know what's going on. I'm the only one that's in on everything. I know everything going on in every room. They only know what's going on in their rooms. And Michael's beside himself. He doesn't know what's happening. Vince is beside himself because he thinks Michael has chosen this time to try to embarrass him in front of his entire company. And Vince goes crazy. And he says, Michael, I already kick your ass. No, I already fire you. No, I already fire you, then kick your ass. Now he's negotiating with himself about what order he's going to do things to Michael. And I'm starting to, I can't quit laughing. I literally, the whole thing is so funny. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh my, wait a minute. Vince, he may come out here. And I'm starting to think this has gotten too serious. And now I'm like starting to panic because deep. I'm the only one that knows what's going on. I'm the one that's got to stop Vince. Now, Michael Cole is no shrinking violet. He's going to fight. Whether he wins or not, Michael's going to fight. But what happened if that happened? What happens if Vince McMahon walks out? The place is going to go ballistic popping. Well, Vince is going to head straight for Michael. They're going to end up rolling around the ground fighting. That's what I think is going to happen. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is a disaster. What do I do? Michael has no idea what's happened. Vince is beside himself because he thinks Michael is best with him in front of his own company. And all of a sudden it goes radio silence. And I'm like, oh my God, he's coming out here. He's coming out here. And I'm like, what do I do? Do I stop him in the aisle? What do I break it up? What do I do? Because nobody in the building except for me knows what's going on between these two. And if they start, something happens, either he fires him on the spot, something happens physically, I'm the only one that knows. And so I'm like, what the hell do I do? And then finally, about 20 seconds later, or it would seem like 20 minutes, whatever it was, Vince comes back on and he goes, I guess Kevin Dunn had smartened him up or something. Vince goes, ha, guess I overreacted.
Jesus Christ, man.
And Vince thought it was funny.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. And then Michael Cole still has no idea what's happened. So during commercial, I've got to tell Michael what happened. And Michael's like, you're kidding me. I go, no. I said, Michael, I think he was coming out here. Michael goes, I think he was.
Do you have another note you have here? Titus? What happened with Titus? Did Titus and Michael Cole? What's going on?
Oh yeah, Titus comes out, and what he's going to do? They rib Michael incessantly. They rib me too.
Oh, this is the throw up thing. I feel like
juice bleeding or something. Vince had him throw him into me over behind the desk. Got a new suit on, so of course you get it bloody. Again, we're children. I get that. All right, and so Titus was going to come out and throw up either in my hat, I think in my hat or on Michael. And then put the hat on Michael, I think was what it was.
Oh, okay.
So Titus was around for that too. For some reason, he was going to get sick to his stomach, according to storyline. But they're just a rib on Michael. And so Titus, they gave him this stuff to drink. Well, what he was supposed to do was drink it and spew it out. It was like peas and all kinds of brown liquid and stuff. Well, Titus thought you were supposed to drink it and then
actually throw it up.
He misunderstood from one of the instructions. So Titus drinks it and makes himself throw up. He throws up on Michael Cole. He threw up on Michael. Threw up on Michael.
He did.
And then he threw up in the hat and he put it on Michael.
Just didn't realize he really was.
Michael's out there with puke on him. And so Titus just made a mistake. Somebody didn't explain it to him what was supposed to happen.
Yeah, because it was one of those things, like when Vince McMahon tells you to do something, if he doesn't explain further, Vince McMahon's a nutcase. No, I'm not talking about the recent shit that he's allegedly involved in. But just in general, he's a nutcase. So, why wouldn't he think to do something like that? You know what I mean? So why wouldn't you shoot that straight? Or why wouldn't you take that as it is when Vince McMahon, of all people, is saying it? You know what I mean?
Fucking puke on me. I'm in the middle of like a worldwide television show.
Yes.
Covered in puke, legitimate puke. And so Michael gets on. He goes, I feel like I'm back at my college frat party. And Vince goes, God damn, don't bring it up. And so Michael goes into commercial. Vince goes, don't bring it up. He goes, Vince, you had a guy puke on me. What do you mean, don't bring it up?
Yeah, for real, dude.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up.
Don't bring it up. You're covered in.
All right, there's only a few seconds left of this video. If you want to watch the rest of it, not really much left to watch. But if you do want to watch this original video or go to their channel and check out some of the stuff that they do, I got a link to it in the description. I got a link to the video and the channel separately. Again, hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. And again, this was a video called When Vince McMahon Was Going to Fight Michael Cole. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll see you later.